Welcome to Casa Roberto. We're located here in Isabel Segunda on the island of Vieques, probably say about 100 feet from the water, very close to the ferry terminal right here in Isabel Segunda. Casa Roberto, technically 3 stories. We're in the middle floor right now. The first story has a very small room, long rectangular room. So this is the second floor. There's a parking spot here right off the street, so you'd have off-street parking. In the back is a little garden. It needs to be cleaned up. There's some garden space in the back. Here's a really old, cool water tank, or held some sort of liquids, but I think it's an old water tank, an old cistern. And I'll take you upstairs once we walk through this floor, because there's a spectacular view from up top. But let's walk through the main part of the house first. This is the technically the back door, and there's a shower right here. So if you come back from the beach or want to take a shower outdoors, easy place to rinse off. This back door leads right into the kitchen, so you can see the Miami windows, all glass, all clear, looking that would be to the north. Sink, concrete counter space. On the other side is the stove. There is a pantry here off the kitchen. There's a hot water heater. Pantry space here, and also back here is, I guess, what we consider the master bedroom, the main bedroom. There's a half bath here, right off the kitchen. And as we come into the bedroom, again, Miami windows, clear glass with screens, ceiling fan, and there's your master bath. Concrete counter sink, toilet, concrete shower. Back out towards the kitchen. The view of the kitchen. Past the pantry, and we come into a space that basically is the dining room, living room, open area. Couple of arches. Everyone seems to love arches here in the tropics. Yeah, I don't know whether it's Spanish style or just something they're not used to seeing. It does capture people's imaginations. And this technically is the front door. There are steps. I'll show you in a second. Let me unlock this door. There are steps that lead off that main front door down to the street. So out here on the balcony, which wraps around the west and north side, there's the north side, with another set of French doors there into the living room. As I mentioned, there's the steps that go from the front door that go down to the street. And from here, start seeing the ocean views. See over there, that blue building. That structure behind it is actually one of our ferry boats, cargo boat that runs over to Ceiba. So location-wise, very close to the ferry terminal, very close to water. Up the street that way, about a quarter of a mile, is the lighthouse here in Isabel Segunda. And back up the street this way is where the parking is. That leads out towards the high school and out of town. So one room we haven't seen yet as we come back through the living room, dining room, is there is another bedroom here. Now this was added on at some point. I think that wall straight ahead, pinkish wall there, that's an add-on. I think this wall to the right was also an add-on. I think I would take that out. I would either shorten this room to make a second bedroom. You can see here, you know, there's the view out to the water that's being blocked by that wall. So I would definitely take that out. And then here off this bedroom, there's another full bath. Kind of the same setup, concrete counter sink, toilet, and concrete shower. You can see some glass block up top to let the light through. All right, so that's the main floor of the house. Currently set up as a 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath. But I think the highlight of this property, we've teased you with it from the view from the balcony, is when we come up the stairs to the back here, this property just has amazing views. People who want views, want to be in town, are gonna love this. First of all, we've got a tile floor here. It's a whole roof deck. There is railings. A little wet bar up here. As I said, you got the tile, you got the railing, and you got this view. Got a view. There's the short pier in town, the ferry terminal. If you want to fish, there's a boat ramp right there. See all the way over, you see the hills in Martineau, Monte Santo. And if you were to clear some of this brush, I can actually see, let's see, I can see Tamarindo Hill, parts of Isabel Segunda, all the way up to the hilltops in Los Chivos. So there is a great view here. This is all to the west. It's gonna be great for sunset views. Off in the distance, on the other side of the water, there is El Yunque, Fajardo, Ceiba, Humacao. You can even see the windmills over in Humacao, Naguabo area. So this really is spectacular up here, and I think there is a possibility of adding on. This is only 2 main floors here. This rooftop possibility of going up and adding on. So really, this is you're buying a great view, being close to the water, high enough that it's not gonna be an issue during storms and storm surge, but a great view. So if you're interested in this property, as always, you can check out our website, Paraiso Realty, PR.com. I'm Bob. Thanks for taking a little tour with us. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us.